My name is Derek DiFronzo. I live in Woodbury, and I'm actually in two bands right now. So
Yeah. Your bands are Side Street Duo, which is like an acoustic duet kind of band, and then you also are in an alternative rock kind of band called Your Fall.
yes, yeah, that's a four-person band, and it's mostly rock music.
And you're the lead vocalist for both bands.
Yes.
How did you first get into music?
Well, when I was little, I played cello in school. I played that for maybe 10 years. So I learned music that way and learned somewhat how instruments and guitars. And then when I was in high school, I got into singing. I joined the choir for a year, and then pretty much from there, I started, when I got into college, I met someone who played guitar, and then we just got together and did, my favorite at the time was Dave Matthews Band, so we played all their songs.
So your two bands are Near Fall and Side Street Duo. What do you think is like the main difference between the two of those?
Well, recently I had a baby, and it's definitely been nicer with the acoustic gig because we get to play earlier. We play, like kind of happy hour stuff. We play early evening, so I get to, I don't get home too late, and it's also quieter, and, so. But the other band, the rock band, is also, once in a while, it's just a lot of fun. You get to dance around, and people are crazy and stuff. So it's almost more fun than the rock band, but it's relaxing with the acoustics.
How did your two bands come together?
So Near Fall, which is the rock band, we've been together since 2001, and it was actually started out with a guitar player that I met in college, and when we got out of college, my cousin played guitar, so I said, why don't we get together? And they were completely different styles, the two of them, but my cousin knew a drummer, and then one of my other friends from school played bass, so we just kind of had no idea how we would sound, but we just all got together, and in the beginning, we were writing all our own music, so we would, I would write a song with one of the guitar players, and we'd bring it up and try to learn it as a band, so that was how Near Fall got together, and we, through the years, kind of, we started out playing like small clubs and really no money, but we were writing our own music, we were making CDs, and then we started learning cover songs to try to get some bar gigs and make money, and that's kind of where we are now. We play a lot of cover songs, and recently, this past spring, a guy I work with, this guy Mike Mashad, said he wanted to start an acoustic duo. And I said, I'll give it a shot. He lived right near work, so I would just go over his house occasionally. And then since then we've played a couple, shows for work, like some work events, and then we played a bar across the street from work, and we've been going pretty strong with that.
So what's your favorite kind of music to perform?
I like all kinds of music. See, I'm a fan of rock, but I also have there's a part of me that loves like Motown, like R&B stuff. So I love mixing it up with that. Like I do some Stevie Wonder and even throw some rap into our shows, and then on the other side I like doing like Dave Matthews and Stone Temple Pilots, some of the '90s rock. Some newer bands I like Kings of Leon and Coldplay and things like that. So it's all over the place. That's what I like. Yeah.
So I checked out your website for the Near Fall band, and it said that you opened up for a band called Skid Row back in 2004, which is an American heavy metal band formed in 1986.
Yeah.
Can you tell me what that experience is like?
Yeah, it wasn't the original members. There was some of the original people from Skid Row, and then, but they were playing at the Webster Theater, which is in Hartford, and they needed I think there were maybe 3 or 4 bands that that opened for them, and they asked us to do it. And a couple of guys in my band that are huge heavy metal fans, so they loved it. I mean, it was fun just to see, you know, a lot of people there, and it was our first show that was really like a big crowd, and it was a good time. I mean, it's something to remember.
So what are your plans for like future like albums and gigs and stuff?
Well, we're definitely, so with Near Fall, we're definitely leaning more towards, you know, learning popular music. We're trying to get more like party music and shows. So we've kind of gone away from writing for the time being. We talked about going back to the studio and recording maybe like 8 or 10 cover songs, just like a demo, so we could hand out to places. And then with Mike, my Side Street duo, we've been looking to do more like parties or picnics, more private parties, as opposed to bars and stuff like that. So we're thinking about right now finding a booking agent to try to get us some shows, and my goal is to basically try to have a couple shows a month, and make a little extra money, and then it's fun. I love doing it. And the family, friends come, and so.
Who are your biggest musical influences?
Again, like Dave Matthews, Stevie Wonder. I'm a big fan of Chris Cornell, who's from Soundgarden. That kind of soulful singing. I love that kind of stuff. So, pretty much.
What advice would you give to aspiring musicians?
I think it's very important. For me, I got into two lucky situations where the guys that I was in a band with, I'm also friends with, and there's also a family member in there. So it was easier for us to keep the band together. And I think the biggest thing is, like, a lot of people that I know that have been in bands can't keep them together for more than a year or so because egos get in the way. People don't get along and can't agree on music and that kind of thing. But it's like you gotta like the people you're working with. So so try to get people that you can work with and who aren't going to take offense if you give criticism, and also just who are open to your ideas and will try things out. And it's really it's like, keep at it, because it's experience is really important. Like when I started, I was just so nervous on stage. I couldn't move around, and it was like, and it just took show after show, and you finally get a groove going, and so it's like just keep going. It'll come together eventually.
Well, that's all I really had. So thank you so much for
Thank you.